Good morning, and we are starting a brand new series called Start the Party. So this is going to be our series we're going to be in all summer, where we're going to be talking through this stuff, and actually I'm really excited for it. I think it's going to be really cool. But what I want you to do is I want you to share with one another a story that you remember that was the greatest party you ever went to over the summer. Greatest summer party you've gone to. Think Memorial Day, think 4th of July, think camp, think whatever. Think best party over the summer in your memory. You have 30 seconds, go. All right, mine was from 4th of July one year. All me and all our cousins were together, and basically we just blew stuff up the whole time. It's tons of fun. We would stick firecrackers in cans of soda that we had drank and throw the soda and run behind a tree, and it would explode, and we tried to make it, but it was definitely not safe. I don't know why our parents let us do that. They probably didn't know we were doing it, if I'm thinking honestly about it, but it was fun. Don't do it. But it was one of my most cherished memories because I like fire and I like blowing things up, and so that was fun. But why am I telling you about this? Well, because over the course of this summer, we're going to be talking about what it means to live the life of a party the Jesus way, right? What does it mean to live a full life according to the Bible, according to Jesus? So first, let's define what a party is. Okay, so a party is any effort to celebrate, serve, or enjoy others in a way that adds value to life. Basically, it's a good time. It's a fun time. It's done with other people, and it adds to your life. With that in mind, a party starter would be someone or somebody who tries to make that happen however they can, right? It's somebody who is the person that tries to add value to life, try to bring the party wherever they go and make that happen. So each and every one of us, as we're going to talk about today, has the capacity to do this, right? But can we get real for just a second? Because if you're me, and when I was your age, I was thinking, okay, cool, but how does church and faith equal party? Because if I'm honest, when I was, I like that you said Allendale because it's like a God party. I like that. But when I was growing up, and even sometimes still today, when I think of church, I think of sit and listen to Bible verses or something almost like school where I had to go to. And so when I think of a faith party, to me it sounds cheesy and it sounds like okay, cool. But really what I think about when I think of church and faith, especially when I was your age, was a bunch of stuff that I can't do and a bunch of stuff that I'm supposed to do, right? And so when I think of a party in that realm, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me, right? When life gets really hard, when our circumstances are challenging, when we have to deal with difficult things, when we experience pain, suffering, or struggle, when we can't find a reason to be excited about life, when God feels far away or silent, our faith feels anything but a party, right? It feels like faith is supposed to be the lifeline, and in some cases it feels like it's falling short. So what do we do? If as followers of Jesus, we're supposed to be party starters, living this great, full, abundant life of the party, what does that actually look like in real life? And that's kind of what we're going to be talking about today. So in order to get there, we're going to read from a gospel written by one of Jesus' closest followers, one of his closest disciples named John. And he even refers to himself in his gospel as the disciple whom Jesus loved, right? I'm writing a book, but I'm not going to use my own name, but I'm going to say I'm the favorite, right? This was John. And so, but we know through history, he was probably one of Jesus' closest disciples. And this is what he writes in chapter 10, verse 10. He says, "The thief comes only to kill, steal, and destroy. But I have come that they may have life and have it to the full." And this is Jesus talking as he's teaching, right? The thief comes to kill, steal, and destroy. But I've come so that they may have life and have it to the full. So, This is what it feels like sometimes for us. We think of Jesus or church as the thing that comes to steal, kill, and destroy the fun in life at times. Because it feels like, again, all the things you're supposed to do and supposed to not do. And so that feels like restrictive. It feels like not as much freedom. And we've talked about that before. But generally, when we think about faith, when we think about Jesus, we don't think of it necessarily as the life of the party. But Jesus is promising no matter what's going on in life, no matter what's happening, no matter what your circumstances are, I have come so that you may have life. All right, that's what following Jesus should be like. It should be life-giving. But think of this verse as an invitation. It's almost like if Jesus was asking, hey, do you want to have a full life? Oh, you do? Great. Okay. Well, this is exactly why I've come. It's so that you can have that. So if you want a full life, just follow me. And this is what Jesus is saying. And people back then, they didn't even get it when he was talking. They often come, even his disciples were like, hey, so Jesus, you said this. What did that mean? Right? Because we don't know. And when people ask us what you meant by that, we should know, right? So what did you mean by that? And so this wasn't exactly clear to people. Jesus' teaching wasn't always clear, but it all made sense in the end. And here's how this gets a little complicated. Because our idea of a full life is not necessarily what Jesus was referring to when he said that I want to give you a full life. Right? When you and I think of having a full life, we think of awesome and easy, right? Comfortable, fun, no pain, no suffering, good times, all the time, right? That's what we think of when we think of a good, full life. That's not necessarily what Jesus is talking to, but in actuality, what Jesus is talking to is actually better. Real life isn't always like that. We know that real life isn't always the life of a party. Real life has tough circumstances, difficult times, like we've referred to already. So, the real life, the full life that Jesus has come to give us is a life of peace, hope, joy, fulfillment. When you think of an abundant life, think of a fulfilled life, right? Anybody ever mowed the lawn on a hot summer day? Or done yard work outside, or any kind of work where you're drenched in sweat by the end of it? And then you come inside and you shower, and then you sit in the air condition, and maybe you open a soda, and you're drinking that Dr. Pepper, and you're going, I feel good. I got some stuff done, right? I love that feeling, and I love it even more now as an adult than I did when I was your age. But even at your age, when I was forced to mow the lawn, and I would come inside and I would feel refreshed and get all clean and feel like that sore achiness from your body after doing hard work, but then being you know what? But I feel good. I accomplished something. The yard looks nice, whatever it is. And it's I feel fulfilled in that way. It wasn't easy. It was tough. Or maybe you got done with the game and you gave everything. You left it out on the field. You left it on the court. And maybe you even didn't win, but you felt good about the way you played. Maybe you did win, but you get done. You're drenched in sweat. And then you have this feeling of satisfaction that's you know what? I worked hard, and I feel good about what just happened, right? The win was worth it. It was worth all the hard work, right? A fulfilled life doesn't necessarily mean easy, comfortable, but it does mean full. And that's what Jesus is referring to. When we choose to follow Jesus, we're choosing to say yes to believing that his promise of a full life is possible, no matter what comes our way. It's believing that God's intentions for our lives are better than our own, and that when we align ourselves with him, no matter what's going on, we can have joy. We can be fulfilled. We can have purpose. And that's what it means to have an abundant, full life. And so, when we choose to follow Jesus, we choose to take on that responsibility of bringing that hope, bringing that joy, bringing that peace, bringing that party everywhere we go. Bringing the life of bring the full life, an abundant life to those around us. You ever been around somebody that re-energizes you, or somebody that makes you feel good about yourself, makes you just feel optimistic about life, even if you weren't feeling that way on your own? We are supposed to be those people who are the image bearers of God, the people of Jesus, his hands and feet that bring life and bring hope everywhere we go. We're supposed to be that party starter. And so that's kind of an introduction to what this whole series is going to be like this summer. You have what it takes to be a party starter. If you think about all the things that God's given us, he's given us his word. He's given us this community. He's given us the hope because of the death on the cross and resurrection, right? We have these things. Whenever you go to start a party, you have, right, the streamers, the decorations, the paper plates, the fancy cups, right, the party poppers, that confetti goes everywhere. Those are fun, right? Like, you need all those supplies. You need all those tools in order to have a good party. And as a Jesus follower yourself, you have all the tools needed to have an abundant life and to share that with those around you. And so you have what it takes to be a party starter. So here's how we do that. One of the things I want you to think about this week is, where do you need to change your mind about God? Some of you've thought about God as the police officer just waiting to catch you messing up, right? And that's not who God is, right? Maybe when it comes to your faith, you view God as the thief destroying and killing and stealing all your fun, right? And that's not who God is. So maybe where do you need to change your mind about God? And secondly, how can you take a step towards starting the party? Where can you take that step to bring the life, to bring the hope, to bring the joy to those around you, maybe even to yourself? What's your next step when it comes to that? Your small group's a great place to process that and figure out maybe where that might be for you. But whatever this is, I hope that you take a step this week towards the full life that God has promised us through Jesus. I hope you don't just see this as some kind of cheesy, crutch that faith will hold you up and make you feel better. But I hope you see this as the key to life. When we put our faith and our hope and our trust in Jesus, that he is who he says he is and that he will give us what he promises, how does that transform our lives? You have what it takes to be a party starter. So as you get ready to go into your small groups, what does it mean to you to be a party starter? Think about that question. We're going to be processing this all summer long. I cannot wait to get into some of this with you guys. At the very end of the summer, we're going to throw a party of our own. It's going to be a lot of fun. And so as I pray, I'm just going to ask that you guys think about this and then head to your small groups, and then we'll wrap up our time together.